Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star, okay? And today, I'm going to do things just a tad bit different. Just because it's Saturday, it's the weekend, and I do want to do more than just prophecies on my channel, but at the same time, we are going to be speaking directly to God. I guess, in a sense, you can consider this a prophecy because I was asking God, Lord, how do I choose the right person, Lord? And like, I have just had it to the roof, okay? I'm sick of bad relationships. I'm sick of ending up with the wrong person. I'm sick of thinking that I found the one and later finding out that they're not the one or something wrong with them. And as I was, excuse me, y'all, but as I was conversating with God, I thought about it and I said maybe there is at least one person, okay, that may also want to know about this conversation. So let's get into it. God gave me four scriptures as well as the meaning of behind these scriptures. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. The first scripture comes from Matthew 8 18 through 22. My bookmark says, "You are truly a wonderful person. I pray that God will be kind to you and bless you with peace." Okay. The scripture says, "When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then a teacher of the law came to him and said, 'Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go.' Jesus replied, 'Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head.' Another disciple said to him, 'Lord, first let me go and bury my father.' But Jesus told him, 'Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead.'" So with this scripture, God told me you need to find someone who follows Christ, okay? First of all, and they need to follow Christ at the same level as you. You need to have someone who lives for God. I got that from this scripture because of the point that Jesus says, "Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead." Basically saying you need to be with someone who is alive and through life, getting life through Christ. As Christians, God gives us everlasting life. And in order to find a spouse, you can't be with someone who is dead. You can't be with someone who is dead, as in dead to this world, sleep, as in someone that doesn't know the love of God. And it doesn't matter what you try, or I know there have been stories of people that have saved their spouse, but I feel like with this scripture and with this message, God is saying, no, I'm not calling you to do that, or maybe not exactly in that sense. Sometimes we end up trying to save somebody and they go back to their old ways. Sometimes we try to save somebody and they just literally don't want to be saved. And you don't want to have to go through that. And I feel like God is not calling you to do that at this instance. Okay, God is saying He wants you to be with somebody who is saved, especially if you are a prophet or a pastor. You just simply cannot be with someone who is not saved. Yes, you could possibly save them, but I'm telling you from experience, it's not fun, it's not easy, and it can end up being a headache. Um, and yeah, that is that point. Like, seriously, you don't want to stress yourself out trying to save someone that just simply does not want to be saved. Okay, y'all? Let me write down. Okay. So the second scripture comes from Job, and this is Job 33 1 through 7. And my little card says, "Wonderful, optimistic, marvelous, amazing, and noble." Okay, standing out for woman, and the other side is blank. Okay. But now, Job, listen to my words. Pay attention to everything I say. I am about to open my mouth. My words are on the tip of my tongue. My words come from an upright heart. My lips sincerely speak what I know. The Spirit of God has made me. The breath of the Almighty gives me life. Answer me then, if you can. Stand up and argue your case before me. I am the same as you in God's sight. I too am a piece of clay. No fear of me should alarm you, nor should my hand be heavy on you. And God told me through this scripture, He is saying, you want somebody that is sincere at heart. Okay? And not only just sincere towards you, but first of all, sincere with their love of Christ. And if they are sincere with their love of Christ, they will be sincere towards you. No man that loves God would dare disrespect or hurt or do anything to hurt the woman that God has given to him. No man that loves God would dare put forth the effort to try to bring you down or try to hurt you in any kind of way. No man that loves God would cheat on you. No man that loves God would lie on you. No man that loves God would go against you. You really want somebody that loves God, because if they love God, out of their respect for God, out of their love for God, they are going to ultimately respect you, and they are going to treat you as the treasure you are. Um, and you also, the second point is someone seen as you in God's eyes. We're taught in the first book that Eve was taken, she was created from Adam's rib. So you definitely want to find someone that sees you as his rib, someone that sees you as him. When you get married to someone, two become one. And one thing about that is you definitely want to see yourself in the person that you marry. You want to be evenly yoked with the person that you marry. You want to feel like you two are just so connected. And that doesn't mean everything is going to be perfect and you're going to just love everything about that person. However, the little things that may irritate them, they're not going to find it as so annoying that they're trying to make you be somebody else. You don't want to be with someone that's trying to change who you are. You don't want to be with someone who is trying to um downsize you or downplay you. You don't want to be with someone who is making fun of you, or if you're sharing things about your past or you're sharing different pieces of you, that person doesn't understand. They don't know where you come from. They don't understand how you felt at that moment. They can't comprehend what you're telling them. Or you don't want to be with someone that is trying to you don't want to be with someone that basically sees everything that you say or everything that you do as a problem. You don't want to be with someone that is agitated by you or bothered by you to a point where when y'all get older, y'all are both irritated with each other. Y'all don't like being around each other. You want the person that you're with to be a best friend, and a true best friend. Somebody that you can tell anything. Somebody that would never, look down on you no matter what it is. And I feel like this is very important. You don't want to have the headache of being with someone when you get older and they're looking at you a certain kind of way or they're treating you a certain kind of way. You want that person that's going to love you and uphold you to the highest extent no matter what. Okay, so the third scripture that God gave me comes from First Chronicles 22, 2 through 4. So David gave orders to assemble the foreigners residing in Israel. And from among them he appointed stone cutters to prepare dressed stone for building the house of God. He provided a large amount of iron to make nails for the doors of the gateways and for the fittings, and more bronze than could be weighed. He also provided more cedar logs than could be counted. For the Sidonians and the Tyrians had brought large numbers to them of them to David. The card says God's blessings are as wide open and as deep as the ocean. God will generously provide all you need. Oh wow, that's beautiful. And it matches. Okay. But the point that God says, somebody who is willing to help build God's house with you. This is specific for someone who is a prophet or a pastor, and you're looking for that special someone. You really want to be with somebody who is trying to build up God's house. You really want to be with somebody that is going to help you, not somebody that is going to tell you what you're doing is wrong, or somebody that is going to bash you, or somebody that's always going to be very judgmental of you. You know, I hated that in the past, especially when I began my channel and began um, speaking, speaking the word of God. I had some people that would say, well, you're a fake pastor, or you're not really a prophet, or and a lot of times they say a prophet is always known everywhere except their hometown. A lot of times you get really close to people and they start to see your imperfections and they start judging you, especially if you are, like I said, a prophet or a pastor. When you are married to someone, and especially intimate with someone in this way, you don't want someone that is going to be constantly nitpicking you and saying, well, that's not right. Why are you doing that? That's not right. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try your best to be as close to God as you possibly can. And you shouldn't try your best to be as close to Christ as you possibly can. But we are human and we do fall short. No matter what, it doesn't matter who you are, we fall short. And, we cannot be perfect 24/7. Not to say that we're going to go all the way left and do something like, cheat or something like that. But I'm just saying sometimes it is hard to just be perfect at all times. Okay. And, I'm just being real, and as somebody that has been through this, it is a headache to try to continue building God's house when you have someone constantly judging you and constantly trying to point out everything that you did wrong and constantly trying to make you out to be this bad person and constantly trying to nitpick every little thing about you and constantly trying to bring you down and constantly trying to talk down on you and constantly pointing out everything you did wrong. Now, you do want someone, in a sense, that is going to help you to be better. You do want somebody that's going to push you to be better. You want somebody that is going to hold your hand in this journey, because it is a journey. It is a hard walk. It's not easy. And because of that, that is why God does want us to have our significant other, because when times get hard, we'll have somebody there. If we, just like it says, it's not good for man to be alone. However, you want to make sure that you're with that person that is trying to build you up, okay? Just like it said that he had extra. He had extra to build God's house. He was, I'm so sorry, y'all. He had extra to build God's house. He didn't have too little. You know what I'm saying? And, you want somebody that's putting forth their best effort. And sometimes if you end up with someone and they really just don't want it to go through for you at all, they are definitely going to be looking at you with a side eye, constantly picking at you, constantly trying to find something wrong with you, constantly trying to make fun of you, constantly trying to make you out to be a bad person, constantly trying to hurt you, constantly trying to bring you down. And we have to be weary of these kind of relationships, because if you do get in a relationship with someone like that, in the long run, if the relationship ends, which it might, because of the fact that they're not trying to help you build anyways, they are going to turn on you. They're going to turn on you and they're going to start trying to tear you down. They're going to start trying to nitpick you. They're going to start trying to rally up against you. And they're going to start telling all of these things about you to make people feel some kind of way about you and to tear down what you are building up. So I feel like this is a very important point. You definitely want somebody that is trying to build you up. You definitely want somebody that loves you for you but also loves that you're doing what you're doing. You want somebody that is going to stand by you and help you build God's house, okay? So the fourth point, okay, last but not least, it comes from John, and I am reading from John 5:31 through 35. Mm, If I testify about myself, my testimony is not true. There's another who testifies in my favor, and I know that his testimony about me is true. You have sent to John, and he has testified to the truth. Not that I accept human testimony, but I mention it that you may be saved. John was a lamp that burned and gave light, and you chose for a time to enjoy his light. What God told me about this scripture is you want someone who can testify of God's mercy and love from firsthand experience. This goes hand in hand with number 3. For someone who is a prophet, for somebody who is a pastor, you want somebody that is going to be testifying of God's grace and God's mercy from firsthand experience, just like you can. And this is hard, okay? The card says, life is beautiful. Enjoy every minute of today. The Lord be with your spirit. Grace be with you. Okay? And I feel like that's a message in its own. You really want God to be with this person. And it's not to say that you have to have somebody that had a hard life or somebody that been through the ringer, but you definitely want to be with someone that can testify of God's grace and God's mercy the same way that you can. You don't want to be with someone when you start talking about God pulling you through a hard time, they start rolling their eyes. You don't want to be with someone when you start giving a testimony of something that you've been through and they say, well, I don't believe that happened. I don't believe that's true. And it's everybody does not walk the same path. Everybody does not have an easy life, and everybody doesn't have a hard life. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you should be with somebody that had a hard life, but you need to find somebody that is evenly yoked with you. Somebody that has been through things just like you have. Somebody that God has saved. Somebody that you can't tell them God is not real. They won't believe it. They won't stand for it. They not hearing it. They just refuse. They just not hearing it, period. Somebody that knows that if it was not for the grace of God, they would not have made it to this day. Somebody that has seen the kind of things that you have seen. And I know it's going to be hard for me because I've been through a lot. And I've seen a lot. And I can testify that I know it's nothing but God. It's nothing but God. It's so many situations that I should have been gone. It's so many situations that I cannot believe that I survived. I can't believe it. Every time I get a birthday now since I turned 30, I praise God. I cry. I fall to my knees because I can't believe that I made it to see this age. I used to say I would lie and say I'm 25 until I turn 35, and then I'll say I'm 30. But I don't do that no more. I don't do that at all. And I don't do that because God has pulled me through too much. God has let me see too much for me to lie and pretend like he hasn't. I refuse to pretend as though God did not pull me out of some situations. I refuse to pretend like I have not been through the things that I've been through. And I refuse to keep my mouth shut and not talk about give my testimony of my life. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. And I feel like I need someone who refuses to not give their testimony. I need somebody who refuses to not give God glory and give God praise for pulling them through whatever it is that they have been through. And this is this is in the works. This might just be part 1. But I'm just coming, to talk to you guys just because I needed this, okay? And I'm going over this with y'all just to see, just in case somebody else needed to hear this, just in case somebody else wanted to know what God would have to say about how do we know if they're the one? How do we know if we finally found the person that God created for us? It's not easy. It is a hard walk. However, I do believe that God made somebody for everybody. And I do believe God is going to bless you with that person. Just like I believe God is going to bless me with somebody. And, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. Thank you guys for coming to watch this video. I love you guys dearly. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm going to also add, I was thinking about going live, but I wasn't sure if it will be quiet enough for me to go ahead and go live. You know, I don't like to interrupt or to be loud. I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to be in a position to where I'm interrupting anybody or where I am kind of, causing a ruckus. I am going to post this on Saturday, so. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below if you would like me to go live next time. Okay. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to join the cartel. Deuces.